I believe there's a place called heaven. I believe in a place called Calvary. I believe in a man, his name is Jesus. I believe that he gave his life for me. I believe that he gave his life for me. Hey folks, back again with another lesson for you guys. I've got a little bit of time today and I really felt in the mood for playing guitar. And I wanted to go over a lesson particularly for the song I Believe. Recently did a video with that song included on that, which is a gospel song concert. And you can look that up with those words, Gospel Songs Concert for Caleb Bryant, to be more specific. And I said in that video I'd like to go over some different aspects of those songs, in particular I Believe by Dailey and Vincent. And just want to show you guys what I use as far as chords go, and also maybe even discuss some of the coolest chords that I've come across while playing guitar. Go over some of that. So basically the song starts out, I was there the day my mama. Well, actually, no, that's the second verse. When I see, it's D. When I see the sunrise in the morning, and then when I feel the wind blow, that's a D minor 7, a B minor 7, by the way. Now we're on the capo 2nd fret. I play this in E. That's where my voice is able to sing this. So I usually play a B minor 7 like this with my ring finger down and my pinky up here, because it's already down when I'm playing a G and a D, so I don't see the point in switching to that. To me this is awkward now because I've been so used to playing it like this. Okay, so this is just a B minor 7, which you take your first finger and you bar it across the 2nd fret, middle finger on the B string, 3rd fret, ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string, and you play from the A string down. Okay, and let me scoot this over just a tad so you can see my picking hand a little bit better. Okay, and like I said, I'll do it like this. That's just what I'm used to. And this fingering actually comes in handy for another chord we'll probably get onto a little bit later. So let's see. When I feel the wind, this is a beautiful chord, and to me it conveys a nice little breeze. You know, I don't know. This is basically, I'm going to a G here, and I'm leaving my ring finger here on the 3rd fret, B string. So I'm actually aiming for a G sound, but it has a suspension here, as well as a C, a major 7th sound. So it's like a major 7 suspended type sound here, because there's no 3rd. Very beautiful song. That's what's happening there. So I'm actually putting my middle finger, 3rd fret, E string, bottom finger here, the ring finger is still on the B string, 3rd fret, so we've got 2 3rd fret strings here, and this is just barring across the G string, B, and the E, 2nd fret. When I feel, let me get my finger back here, feel the wind blow across my face. Now this is an A7 suspended. I find myself a lot, when I go to an A, it's usually an A7 suspended, which is usually an A7 is the 2nd fret like this, where you just add your pinky and lift your ring finger because you don't need it. And then I resolve that back to an A7. Okay, so and there's a little bit of hybrid picking there going on. And I just love the sound of that. I find myself going to that time and time again when I'm in the key of D. So when I feel the wind blow go across my face. When I see or hear the sound, I think, hear the sound of children playing. Now sometimes when I go that G, I'll leave my first finger down because I like the way this sounds. Sound of children playing. Like that. And then I do a little quick thing that I learned from Tony Rice when he goes down to, like if I was going from a D to an A, you can't go, you can see that the strings are descending in tone, in pitch. But when you're on the E string, you can't go any lower than an E. Okay? And that usually would go to a D. Which would be lower, but we can't do that. So what I typically do is, I'm learning this from Tony Rice, is he'll take an E minor there just really quick and then back to the D. And that also works for C. If you're going to C to G, you can go C, A minor, to G. Okay, so it's just the relative minor of whatever that is on the 1, 2, 3rd step of that walk down back to the 1 chord. So if I was going from a D to an A, that would be B minor there to the A. Okay, so I know it's a part of God's amazing grace. Okay, that's the verse. Now the I believe, the chorus, I stumble upon a lot of chords sometimes totally by accident, and this is a case of this. We're going for an F sharp minor. Okay, I believe. But me being the jazzy guy that I like to hear the chords and everything, me being the person that I am, I love to hear, minor 7 chords, different variations on those, and usually you can actually get away. I did this a couple times on the video, the gospel songs video that I was talking about earlier. When I was playing this song, I went to this F sharp minor 7. You lift your pinky and you got a F sharp minor 7 there. Just a jazzy sound, really good sounding chord. Incidentally, if you wanted E minor 7, it's one of the easiest chords out there. You lift your ring finger from E minor and you got E minor 7. Got to get that D ring in that D string. Okay, but we're going for an F sharp minor 7. And what I did, I think it was totally by accident. When I was working with another song, I thought, hey, that might work here, and it did. And that is working on, or using the root of the F sharp, and coming down here to that the D and the G strings on the 2nd fret, because you have that anyway if you're barring. So I thought, well, that works. So, and then I mute the 2nd string with the back of this finger, and then open string. Actually, that's the wrong place. Open B, and then you got your open E. I believe place called heaven. Okay, so that's the first time. Just a beautiful sound. I'm not going to take the time to analyze that, but that's probably some very weird 13, 11 type chord. I'm not exactly sure unless I analyze it. That takes too much time, so I'll just let you figure that out for yourself. Once again, that's the middle finger here, or you can do this another way. You can do these 2 fingers with your thumb. Just whatever works. Usually I just go this way. That's just the way. I believe. I just seem to go to this first because it's easy to transition to that G. Okay, so that's the first time I believe there's a place called heaven. The second time around, I do the same exact thing, same finger, except now I'm going down to the G and the B, because also, once again, we have that in our F minor 7 anyway. So now I'm aiming at the G and the B, letting the D string ring out, still muting the A with the back of this ring finger or middle finger, and still playing the open E string. So here's the first one I played, and here's the second one. Once again, I really love the sound of that. So let's try to see what that sounds like. I believe there's a place called heaven. just back and forth it, you know, whatever you want to do. First one, second one, and then that goes back to the A7 again. Calvary, I believe. That is a certain type of a flat 7 diminished type of chord. So this is, in this case, an A sharp. This is an A7 with the first finger on the A string, first fret. And it just leads us up to that B minor 7 again. Which for this case, typically I do this shape because my first finger's already here, and it's kind of hard to switch from here to, you know, this shape. So, I believe, or a regular B minor, you know, try to do that. Let's see if I can make the other fingering. I believe. Well, it's tough. Actually, my ring finger's already down, so I could probably do that. Let's see. Calvary, I believe. Yeah, that would work. Okay, in a man, or you can do a 6/9. A man, his name is Jesus. Now that's the E minor there, but now I'm just borrowing those two strings. Believe that he gave. Okay, so there was something else I was going to go. Oh, the other version of a B minor, an easy version that I've been playing around with recently. This is specifically a B minor 7, and I probably went over this before, but now we'll get to it, you know, specifically for this song. When I go to this that diminished type chord there, and I apologize, you know, I know it's kind of hard to see the chords from this angle. I'm trying to come back like this every now and then and get you the side view. But anyway, when I'm at this chord, that diminished chord, A7 with the first finger, A string, first fret, you can actually take the A7 and jump across, still leaving the gap of the string between these two fingers, playing it open. And if you play this with your, well, if you play it just like it is, sounds good for a B7, B minor 7. I believe. Okay, so you can do that. Or you can do the same thing but add your pinky. That adds a little bit more of the B7 minor 7 flavor. I believe your man, his name is Jesus. Okay? And once again, that takes advantage of the fact that when you're borrowing anyway, a B minor 7, let's analyze this just a second. The G string is barred here. Okay, so is the well, no, the B string is barred. Not B string, the A string. So if I did those two, those are taken care of in the bar too. Now this adds an element of that open D, okay, which is right here. So that's a low version of that. So you can double that by putting your pinky there. And now you have the elements of the B minor there. Try to figure something out here. Let's see. That's the minor third. So D is your minor third. So you've got your root, your minor third, your minor 7, and then your minor third again. Or if you have that open B, that's your root, and then an E. That is, let's see, B, C, D, E. That's your suspended fourth, I think. That's your fourth there, which in this case it might be a 11. So that's like a B minor 11 or something, minor 7, 11, something like that, 7, 11 chord. So you can do that. So I believe in a man, his name is Jesus. I believe that he gave. I believe that he gave his life. And it's very important when you do that A7. You're going to hit the A string, we pick, and with one of the other fingers, usually it's my middle finger, hit that B string, then you come up on that E, and you come down on the B and the A again with your pick and your middle finger. For me. And then what I did at the end, I like that little descending sound, so I would go. I'm just walking that down from a G, so you're going to end it on a G. I believe that He gave His life for me. Yes, I believe that He gave His life for me. And I'm just hitting down on the D and the G, up on that B with my finger here. And that's another weird suspended sound. And I'm just going first fret, I'm just walking it down to the first fret, E string. Then I'm kind of making a, if you're familiar with major 7 chords, I'm kind of making a major 7 with my ring finger on the D third, pinky on the B third fret. And I'm not barring. I just want you to be aware of that. I'm not barring, I'm just hitting this first one. My finger's curled up so it's not barring. And it's taking care of the A string as well because I don't want it ringing out. Let's do that from the top. Gave His life for me. It's important that you hit that before you release it. So let's try it again. For me. That's a hard transition. Then from there, we move this finger off, we move this finger back, and this middle finger goes back down on the D to create the A7 suspended. If you want, you can hit a harmonic at the, if seeing this without the capo, I'm looking at the dots here, okay, so you have a 1, 2, 3, so that's 5, 7, 9. And with me, it's hard to find the harmonics for a D. Usually I had to go by this. That last step is where the harmonic is on that fret. But to do that easy, I usually put my pinky and see it as one whole step away. Then it's another whole step from that. Here's my D chord. Put my pinky here, and then I kind of eyeball it. When I do that, or when I can visually see my pinky there, then I eyeball it. It's 1, 2 whole steps away from. Let's see. From, well, this is kind of hard to describe. It is. From my ring finger, it is 2 whole steps away. 1, 2. Then you get the harmonic. Typically I would do it with my ring finger there, okay? Alright, so that is I Believe, and that is some cool chords that some of the coolest I have found in a long time. Now there are a couple others that I wanted to show with you, and I'll go ahead and keep this in the capo position. It will be easier to see this when I turn to the side. But one of my all-time favorites and my favorite chord to date that I've played for years and love, and I've talked about this before, is an E minor 9 chord. And if you think of an E minor, okay, we have an E minor here. We're going to keep that that fifth there, which is that B note. You know, again, if we don't have a capo, that would be a B. So we'll just call it the 5. That's the 5. There's the 1. Well, we're going to take and extend this because we need that 9 there. Actually, that's the 5. We need that 5. So now we're at kind of like a power chord type thing. Actually, that is the 9. Excuse me. I was counting from the B note. From the E note here, that's the 9 right there. Now you can get away with just doing those 2 notes. Okay? But I like to add one more element. And that is simply, I'm going to have to take my pinky and put it right here in the place of that. I'm going to take and put my ring finger down here on that B string, 2nd fret. I like that added tension there. And that is the minor 7. Okay, so here's that's the minor 7. So we have a 7 there, we have a 9, The open G is the minor third. We have the 5th here, the 9th, the 1, the 3rd, the 7th, once again the 1. So that's an E minor 9. Now remember what I said on the B minor 7, this fingering comes in handy because it's the same fingering. I just lift my bar and I've got it right here. If you are used to playing this B minor 7, you can still get away with this fingering. Okay, so just play that B minor 7, lift that bar, keep your finger on the 2nd fret A string, and play all 6 strings. And there's the E minor 9. But that kind of feels weird and it kind of causes me to cramp a little bit, so I usually just go by this. And also, I recommend this variation because it's easier to do some more cool things with this. Okay, let's continue with our cool chords section here. And that is to go to a C. Now, listen to that. And then also that's a C major 7. There's the 5th. There's the 9th. And that would be the C. That's the augmented 4th, or the flatted 5th, diminished 5th. So this is kind of like a C major 7 flat 5 type deal. So you can go from here. And then do a regular G. And I love that. I find myself doing that all the time. Actually, that goes back to the C, because I'm doing the C add 9 type thing here. Let me turn to the side so you guys can see a little better. And I just went to an E suspended, back to regular E. And so, even without this, that's a pretty chord. That's a C major 7, you know, with a couple bells and whistles. Actually, I meant to do that. There's a C major 7. Actually, let me go backtrack on this. That's not the major 7. Forget that. This is just once again the augmented sound. So that's an augmented flat 5 type minor or C. Here's the 1. Here's the flat 5. Here's the 5, and that's the 9. Okay, or the suspended 2. So that's probably a C sus flat 5, maybe. That is. Same thing here. Just got the added C, D, E, the added 3rd there. Okay. If we did this, that's the major 7 right there. The G is, or the G string. C major 7, C major 7 here, and then once again we have the 9. So that's like a C major 9. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Once again, I just showed you the C6 or the G6-9 here. Barring right here, aiming mainly for the D and the G string. Okay, and then the bottom 3. Now you can do this with a C as well, and that gives you kind of like the same kind of sound. So now it's just a C6 with an added 9, so it's still kind of C6-9, except the notes are displaced a little bit. And then one last chord. I'll do one last chord because time is getting to that point where it kind of splits, the camera kind of splits the video, and I'm going to try to keep that from happening this time. If you'll go back to your B minor shape using this form, because this is important that we use this form, we're going to play an E, another E minor chord, but this time we're going to put our pinky one step higher from where our ring finger is on that D string. So right here, that's going to be from our, if we decide that this is the 1st fret, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th fret. Pinky on 5th fret. We can lift this finger now, and we can play that with an E, And this comes from B minor 7 to an E minor something. Very good. I learned that straight from Tony Rice. He plays that in a couple of his songs. I don't remember which ones, but that's a good chord to end on. And if we go for that, that's the 9. 1, 2, 3. So that's the 3. That's the minor third. There's the 5, the minor third. There's that minor third again. But now we have that, let's see, A. So that's E, F, G, A. That's the 4th. So we have that suspended 4th sound. 4th. And then there's the, let's see, minor 7. And the 2nd there. So, man, you got 2 different types of suspension there, plus a minor 7. So it's like, oh man, E minor 11 or something. I don't know exactly, but that's a pretty chord. Just remember not to bar the top string. Okay, so that's it for the I Believe guitar lesson and some awesome chords for you guys to really practice on. This is kind of an advanced thing. But I hope you guys enjoy it. Please remember to like, rate, subscribe, share with your friends, comment. No profanity, please. I've been having a lot of that lately. I'd prefer that not to be in the comments because I have to delete them if they contain profanity. So, but thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you guys are getting a lot from these lessons, and I really enjoy bringing them to you. I'll talk to you guys later on the next video, whatever that may be. See you guys later. Keep playing some awesome bluegrass. And as always, God bless.